Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about the subject Computer System Architecture from 3rd semester Diploma Engineering. This course basically focuses on the computer organization, the various organization of computer unit, which is computer organization, and various hardware components of computer. Now what are hardware components? Few hardware components, major hardware functional components. We will discuss about these and various organization of computer units. Okay. So firstly, we will talk about what a computer is. Secondly, we will discuss about the various functional unit of computer. And then we will follow our discussion with memory addressing, this is the complete overview of this class today. So, coming to our first point, what is a computer? So, computer is basically electronic device that takes some input and presents us with some output. So what is computer? Computer is an electronic device that takes some input and gives us with some output. So what is it? It is an electronic device. So what is computer? Computer is basically a electronic device which takes some input from a user or any other source. It may take input from user or any other source. Any other source as in, suppose some file, some data stored in Word or Excel format, anything could be a input. Now taking some input, it does some processing, and after processing that input, it provides us with some output. So this is in a nutshell how we define a computer. Now, what are the various components of computer, you may ask? So those are called the functional units of computer. So what are the functional units? The composition of a computer is what we call the functional unit. Now the computer has a major component called central processing unit, CPU. Okay. Now CPU does the processing part. So we can say CPU is the heart of the computer, because without CPU we cannot do any functioning. You can give any other analogy. You can pardon me for using heart. You may also say it is the brain of the computer, anything. But what I mean to say is it is one of the very essential components in computer system. Okay, without CPU processing is not possible, and without processing we cannot obtain an output possibly. Okay, so CPU is the central processing unit. This is what? Central processing unit. Now CPU is connected with memory unit. So what is this? Memory. Now memory is again of various types like main memory and secondary memory. Broadly memory are of two types, main memory and secondary memory. As we go into the subject more, we will study about all these components in greater detail. But now we just need to understand the components and their function. Okay. So this is memory, which is divided into main memory. So CPU is always connected with main memory. Now we have other things called I/O. What is I/O? I/O regards for input-output devices. Okay. So what are input devices? devices through which we can take input. The examples are, suppose, mouse. Through mouse you can give some input in GUI, right? You can click and open some folders. You can do various things. These are called input. Without clicking, the computer cannot respond. So you are giving some input and the computer responds in some way by opening the folder. Okay. So this is one example called mouse, input device. What are the input device? Mouse. Similarly, we can also give input through keyboards. And what are the important? Joystick. Although we do not use it very frequently, but joysticks are also one of the input devices. Now, you may ask, what are the output devices, ma'am? Similarly, like the input logic, we can also apply it on output devices. What are output devices? These are devices through which we can project our output. So, what are output devices? These are medium through which we can project or visualize our output. So what are the output devices? Examples are, we have monitor. Monitor is one of the main output devices through which we can see what is being projected. What are we working on? Okay. So monitor is one. Second, we have printer. Through printer, we can print our output. Okay. So these are some of the popular examples of output devices. So what are the functional units of computer system? One is CPU. We can call it the most essential functional unit of computer. Secondly, we have memory. Basically, we are talking about main memory here. Why? See, the thing is, to process something, the data or the input on which the processing is being carried out has to be present in main memory. If you do not present the data, if the data is not present in main memory, the CPU cannot access the data for processing. Okay, so main memory, one of the important characteristics you have to remember is that without getting the data into main memory, we cannot process it. Okay, so what is the major characteristic? You have to have the data stored in main memory for processing. Okay, am I clear to everyone? Now there is another type of memory called secondary memory. Let me rub all this. You have to take notes of input devices and output devices. Take always short notes on your using a pen and paper so that it is easier for you to revise. Now, this is somewhat called disk. This is also one of the component which is connected with main memory. Now, every functional component is connected via, all this is connected via a bus called system bus. So what do I name it? System bus. Every functional component of a computer is connected via system bus. Okay. Now we will study CPU in a detailed manner. What is CPU? How processing is done. I will give some brief idea and we will carry on with memory addressing in the next class. So please pay attention. This is CPU. CPU job is to process the input. Okay, whatever input we provide through any source, be it keyboard or be it mouse, from any input device or from any user, if we give some data, CPU processes it. Now, how does it process it? CPU consists of three major things. First one is ALU, arithmetic logical unit. Arithmetic and logical unit. Secondly, we have control unit. C, control unit. And thirdly, we have memory register. Memory registers. Please do not confuse this memory register with memory. Main memory is different. Here, within the CPU, we have few registers. Okay, these registers are capable of storing one entity of data. One entity, as in suppose we are doing A plus B. Then A is one entity, B is one entity. So these A, B's, or we can say in operation what we call the operands. The operands are stored in, this is called operator, and this is called what? Operands. These are operands. So A and B is operands and plus is our binary operator. So operands are generally stored in memory register within CPU. Okay. So coming to the various components, ALU is solely responsible for all the arithmetic and logic operation performed. Suppose you want to do some of the arithmetic operation, large arithmetic operation, okay? Finding square root of something or finding multiplication of something or addition of something. These are all arithmetic operations. What are arithmetic operations? We have plus, minus, division, modulus, multiplication, root over. All of these are called arithmetic operations. These are performed by ALU. Now, in addition to arithmetic, it also performs logical operations. What are logical operations? Like logical and, or, all these logical operations, not, these are also performed by arithmetic and logical unit ALU. Now coming to CU, control unit. What is the job of control unit is, it takes the signals and determines the action of ALU. So what does control unit do? Control unit kind of controls the working of CPU. When the addition has to be taken place, when we have to store A and B in register, how to add them, when to add them, it is all decided by control unit. When appropriate signal reaches ALU, then only ALU performs the addition operation. Without proper control signals generated by ALU, ALU cannot perform addition. Okay. So what is the job of ALU? ALU generates signals. Sorry, control unit, pardon me, control unit generates control signals. These control signals determine which work has to be done when inside the CPU. Okay, I think I am clear here now. Control units determines the working of every other component within CPU. These are helpful by means of generation of control signal. It generates control signals, and when appropriate signal reaches the ALU or memory register, they do certain work. Control unit generates signals which in turn determine which component is to be working when. So every operation is ultimately controlled by control unit. Now coming to memory registers. Now there are very limited registers within a CPU system. Few systems have 32 registers and few systems may have 64 registers. So generally we have limited number of 32 or 64 memory registers. Now these memory registers are of two types. One is general purpose register, we call them GPRS, and another is special purpose registers. Okay. Now what are GPRS? GPRS are generally used for storing operands. Okay. Whenever we carry out some operation, we need operand to be stored so that they can be worked upon by ALU. These operands are generally stored in where? GPRS. Now what are special purpose registers for? Special purpose registers are meant to do special work, a particular type of work. Some of the example of special purpose register is program counter. This we will study later, not to worry. Just I am giving some example. PC is one of the special purpose register. What is the work of PC? It doesn't store any data. What it stores, it is very specifically stores only the in address of instruction to be executed. What does it store, PC? PC always stores the address of next instruction that is to be executed. Now computer works based on what? Series of instruction. Each instruction has some addresses. Now whenever we have to carry the instruction execution, PC always stores the address of the next instruction. Okay, this is one of the special purpose register. Similarly, we have other register called MAR, MBR. MAR refers to memory address register. This stores the address of the instruction. Okay, that is currently being used, executed. So PC stores next address, MAR stores current address. I hope it is clear. Similarly, memory buffer register is used to store some data related to that instruction execution as a buffer. Some extra memory we may use or we may require, and to store that we use MBR. So these are some of the special purpose register. So in a nutshell, I would say we have discussed more or less every component of computer. So just a quick summary. What is a computer? Computer is an electronic device which takes some input and gives us some output by processing that input. The processing is largely done by CPU. Okay, CPU is one of the major functional component of computer system. Similarly, we have other components called memory and IO and disk. Disk is generally used as a secondary memory, and IO, there are various input-output devices through which we can take input and we can project output. Okay. Now, in turn, CPU consists of three major components. What are the components? ALU, CU, and memory register. Arithmetic logical unit is solely responsible for carrying out all the arithmetic operation and all the logical operation. Similarly, control units is responsible for deciding which component has to be working when the action has to be performed, when the memory storage needs to be done. Everything is decided by CU through some generation of control signals. Okay, these signals determine which work has to be done when. Now, memory registers are very limited in number. We have generally 32 to 64 numbers of memory registers, and each register has some specific type of work. GPRs, general purpose registers, are used for storing the operands on which the operation has to be carried out, and special purpose registers are used for special purposes. Like PC is used for storing the next address of the instruction. MAR is a memory address register in which we store the current address of the instruction that is being executed. Okay, so I think we are done with this class. If you have any doubt, you can post your queries or you can post your doubt directly by emailing me in this address. Okay, sastwati.skdavi@gmail.com. So we will discuss. The rest of the thing like memory addressing and all in the next class. So this is all for today. Thank you.